All right, so we got an interesting article from Zone 7 talking about incidents continue to rise across top men's European leagues, increasing physical and financial burden. 431 million euros, or pounds, I believe, in wages was not properly utilized across Europe's top five leagues last season. Now, as often the case, the final international break of the year often serves as a reminder to the football community of the stresses placed on the modern footballer. So this is funny. They're going to already try to set the stage that too many games are the reason for injuries. Injuries are up 15% versus a 4 year average, and 30% on last season alone. Hamstring injuries in particular are up quite incredible 96% year on year. So injuries are getting way worse, and all of you guys watching this video, all the footballers across the world, are doing more of what caused those injuries. So yes, of course, they're going to say the rise of injuries last season was in part of a hangover. So how does the hangover actually work physically? Does that actually make any sense? A hangover of the men's FIFA World Cup in Qatar? Well, I mean, not many. There's only a handful of players that actually played in the World Cup. And excuse me, there's only a handful of players that actually played minutes in the World Cup. A lot of those guys are on the bench doing nothing, just training, and then they go back to their teams in Europe or wherever. So the funny thing with a lot of these reports, it's very easy to fudge the numbers and say, "Oh, it's because this, because that." Well, I mean, just use common sense. Injury cost has risen over by almost 30%, and an average cost of over 150,000 pounds per injury. So what are those numbers from? How much the surgeries cost? Well, most injuries, almost all injuries, don't need surgeries to fix, and you can use things that are free, like training and lifestyle and health, and sleep to fix injuries. Well, more so prevent them, of course. Heightened workload due to additional time could throw a spanner in the works of performance support staff. So, like, okay, if you play 90-minute games every day of the week, that's a lot. But that's not the cause of the injury. The cause of the injury is your body being dysfunctional and not being able to absorb force properly. Playing more games just merely shines a light on the dysfunctions that you already have going on. So, of course, if I play one game a year, then the injury risk is going to be less versus playing one game every day. So, yeah, no duh. But none of that changes how your body actually works from an athletic point of view. And there's no coincidence. Rafael Varane going from Spain to Manchester has way more injuries now because he's in an environment with less sunlight. His skin haplotype, he needs more sunlight to create enough vitamin D to nourish his tissues so that he can be more resilient on the football pitch and recover faster. Camavinga torn knee ligament while training with France. So yeah, of course they have busy schedules, and it'd be better if they weren't flying all over the world for friendlies that were meaningless. But these friendlies are not a new thing; they've been going on for decades. So the reality is, all of the super expensive treatments, and just as we saw, this article estimated that every injury is an average cost of 150K. Well, you guys need to check where your money's going because your staff is causing those injuries. The cause of injury is not too many airplane flights or too many games. Yeah, and Gavi tore his ACL. That's really bad. He's 19 years old. That should never happen. And because you have training systems, you have modern lifestyle, you have toxic food, you have all these things in our environment that is leading to dysfunction because that is what makes you a better customer for the healthcare system. And right now, the healthcare system loves football. As you can see, they're making a lot of money off football. So there's no incentive to prevent injury. You see? So it's up to you. If you're a footballer, if you're a coach, if you're a trainer, if you're a physio, if you're a director of a football club at any level, reach out to me and we can talk about fixing this because there's no reason that any club should have to waste this much money on injuries, on performance, nutrition, on supplements, on any kind of performance enhancement tool or tactic. All these things are total nonsense because it's just it's a facade. It's fake gold. It's trying to make you think that all these technologies are amazing and sophisticated and modern. Well, what we have right now is not so modern. It's primitive. It's outdated. Top world-class athletes are falling to pieces on the pitch. Non-contact ACL tears, non-contact ankle ligament tears, non-contact Achilles tears. It's just absurd. So that was that. If you guys like this, leave a comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, engage with my platform so I can continue to improve my service and help you guys achieve your dreams. Talk to you guys very soon.